Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning into this video. I wanted to show again the new L5000 payload system that Loadrite has introduced here. We got our first one in yesterday. This is the kit. This is how it comes, shipped in two separate boxes. We have our base kit, which is same measurements, just not as high, and you know, that's not a bad looking kit right there. We have another box that has the actual indicator in it, the LT70 Loadrite indicator. I'm going to do a proper unboxing here and see what you guys think of the new payload system. So first of all, let's pop this box off. And I have nothing to hold my recording device, so we'll just slowly open it up. Here we have our media kit, and also, guess what's included in here again? Aside from the warning, we have these guys have returned. Certificate of compliance. That is awesome. I was having to hand make those, which kind of sucked. The window sticker and the stickers that one can affix to the machine if they so desire. Inside here we have our PTI sensor. Anybody familiar with the L30-180? This here will all be very similar. Very low learning curve as far as that goes. We have our two LR970 sensors. We have our two LC985A pressure transducers. A little bit different here, we have a box that actually has the back bracketing, the L bracket and the brace for the indicator. Put that aside. We also have the LM10 power module. We have our L5000 cable pack. Dump that out. Everything here is still the same. We have our 3-meter CAN cable, 5-meter CAN cable, 3-meter CAN cable, our power cable, our new power control cable. I like this. It's got a nice sleek profile, and our termination plug. Wiring aside, we have our install kit, which comes with everything you're used to: the hoses, the loom, the mounting plate, bleed block, ladder clips, sticky tabs, and the bleed valves. I won't dive into this a whole lot because everything here we're all used to. 4 mounting plates, and yes, everything else that you're used to. Unpacking the bracket kit. Open it up. Dump it out here. We have our stainless steel hardware. Another bag with the little hardware to fix the bracketing onto the back of the indicator. Similar style to the L5180, sort of. The L bracket, I've never seen the L bracket packaged up in plastic. Same with the brace. Wow, that's cool. That is our bracket kit for the indicator. Here is the LM10 power module. Unboxing it, it is wrapped in bubble wrap and in plastic. This is our new power module. You can see we have print serial, CAN 1, I/O, some lights here to indicate that it's on. The side, we have the power control, CAN 2, and power. No real way of affixing this to anything in terms of mounting. What I might suggest is, I think we have a little bit of sticky tape. I guess we'll have to see on our installs, or maybe reach out to the support to see what they did on the tests of this down in the States, where they actually put this thing to keep it, you know, protected and stuff. And last but not least, this is the creme de la creme, the LT70 Loadrite indicator for the L5000 payload system. It's in a extremely sturdy box. This is going to be a two-hander type of thing here, so let's slide that off. Put that aside for protection. Voila, there is our L5000 indicator. We have about an inch of padding that's easily able to pull off. Grab the indicator, put it aside, ditch that box. Let's clean this up a tiny bit. Hang on. Alright, taking the indicator out of the bag. Come on. Voila. This is her. That is the new indicator. We have, I think that was about, what, 8 inches wide by 5 inches high, roughly. I don't have a spec sheet in front of me, but fairly robust tablet style display. Nice edging for the corners. Nothing on the left side here. This would be the very bottom of the indicator. This is the other side of the indicator. And the top of the indicator. Turning it around, let's gently put it down here. We have our Loadrite markings, LT70. Here's our cable. And this is kind of interesting, getting away from the, I forget what those plugs are called, but the standard, 12 pin or 9 pin plugs that we've been using, to a screw style connection. Some other markings on there. Here is where the display or the bracketing would go. Let me bring that back into place here so we can see see our bracket right here. We can fit that in like so. Put some hardware in there, keep it tight, set this guy up. I don't believe this works to mount it any other way, which again wouldn't really make sense anyways, but you never know. Oh, look, that does work to mount it that way. Oh, interesting. So we could, in theory, mount this in a portrait orientation, but I suppose it's machine dependent. And that is the back of the indicator. If we go back to our little doors here, I don't know if we can see that if we zoom in here, we've got a SIM card slot and a micro SD slot. If we pop this guy open, we can see on the left is our SIM card slot, and on the right, a micro SD slot. If we pop this other side open, we have, look at that, the world-renowned USB to C port. We also have a headphone jack. That USB to C port is very interesting. I'll show you why. So basically, I can take the charger off my phone, bring it over to here, plug it in, hit the power button, and she fires right up. Look at that beautiful screen. I love it. I absolutely love it. You go, Loadrite. You go. Boom. So when you first power your display up, you'll see no products. All your values will be at 0. We have a check can message that pops up continuously because it's valid. There's no other sensors attached to it. We can swipe that off, but it will return. So give me a second, I'm going to get rid of that. So this is our brand new screen here. We've got a time of 7:17 local time. Loadrite logo up on the very upper left hand corner. We have essentially a metrics display. A lot of the times I reference 3180 terminology, so if I call it a data or a data list display, it is somewhat similar, I guess, but that one's more for metrics. We have our auto add feature here, which is very easy to see whether it's enabled or not, and just touching it we can see the difference right off the hop. We have our GPS icon, our Inside HQ cloud, and we can see that we're not connected to Wi-Fi right now. Here's our short total with some data fields that I have set up. Here's our target. I always tell an operator how to use target mode if they want to. There's a certain feature on here that makes me want to use target mode all the time, and we'll get to that here in a bit. So if I press the 3 dots up top here, we get to a more options menu where we can add a target, very similar to the L3180. If we want to get out of target mode, no target, just total mode. Let's add a target. I like this 24,000, 24 tone. Transaction history. We have, we're not December 1st, we're November 30th still. Done some farting around yesterday. This is all very similar to 3180 navigation on the transaction history. I think probably a little easier to access too here with side-to-side buttons or specific date. Nothing. 1. Yeah. Very cool. Back to the menu, we've got our metrics. So here we can see some operator metrics from some simulations that I've done. Some data totals. I'll get into this in a bit, this target here. Going back to the menu, we have another option, take snapshot. So when I first see that word, that makes me think of a screenshot on a phone or tablet, just like we all used to. What the snapshot actually is going back and using 3180 terminology. That is to create a dump file. So if I press take a snapshot, we can see a message come up, snapshot successfully taken. Visit web interface to download the snapshot. We'll get to that in a little bit here too. Our about page. And our settings page. So here, that's where we can go through some of our preferences. And this dark mode is, that's a nice feature. Of course, being December up here in Western Canada, where our sunlight is very limited, and I ran into a couple situations not long ago where that easy transition from light to dark is, that's very nice. We have volume settings here. Date and time, very easy. Let's go change this to November. November 30th, okay. Display metrics, so this would be like your data list display. Metric 1, metric 2, 3, and 4. Going into it, you can see some of our different options here. Last bucket weight, totals, load count, weight per hour, scale, and none. User manual, we saw this on my other video. I think that's very cool. Gives the operator that comfortability to access information as they need. Language selections. If we go into our diagnostics, we can see our system status for each potential scale. I have one set up. Connectivity. I'm not connected right now. CAN devices, no CAN devices shown. Nothing is hooked up. No signals for the pressure. Orientation sensors. CAN diagnostics. Input diagnostics. System time. GPS. We'll go through some of this once I'm hooked up here, just to see difference. Certificate diagnostics. Screen display test. test print. I don't have a printer hooked up right at the moment. Web interface. This part is very cool. So if it's just doing the circle of you know what, because we are not hooked up to Wi-Fi. So if this thing should still work. Go into my mobile hotspot, turn on my yes, I can't use this one. Whoa, give me a second here. We're going to hook it up to the office Wi-Fi. Now, as long as I entered the password properly, we should see a connection to our local network here, our office network. Let me double check. Not connecting to the office Wi-Fi. I'm probably entering the password wrong. What I can do though, I'm going to go into this phone here and see if I can turn on my hotspot without ending this video. Bear with me, folks.